Good afternoon. How are you all? Raise your hand for all those who wrote the test yesterday. So raise it properly. I want to see it. I want to see your bright faces. Some of you. Okay. Raise your hand who haven't written the test. Okay. I'm sorry. I kept the test. I shouldn't have kept. Isn't it? Please forgive me for spoiling your weekend. So, anyways, for all those who haven't written it, if you submit me within next 2 days, I will evaluate it. After that, I won't evaluate it. Okay? I have to give some ultimatums, no? Then you will write it. So, I don't really care what was the reason that you haven't written it. There was a schedule in which you were supposed to write. So, kindly keep the pace. Yes, you might not have studied it very efficiently. That could be the reason. You could have had some other commitments, that one. Or the test was supposed to be on Saturday, you had some plan on Sunday. Even that can be also the reason, right? N number of reasons can be there, Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday, if you will submit it, I'll correct it. And for those who have attempted the test, how many of you written all the questions? At least the point is not whether you have written it right or wrong. The point is how much marks you're going to get. You have to remember that whichever test you will be attempting here onwards, not just in sociology, but in the complete general studies and even the essay, you will not leave any question because UPSC gives a certain amount of marks for attempting that. So have that habit of not leaving the questions. You can leave it if it is an optional thing, okay? But if there are 10 questions which are given in the exam, all the 10 must be attempted. You write whatever you want to. This question is coming from this chapter, some layman explanation of that topic, something or the other you will understand. It's not like you have got no idea at all. It's not like that. So you will skip the habit of skipping the questions. You will attempt it, take the exams seriously. And on the other side, how was the question paper? How was the question paper? Difficult. Difficult. It was not difficult. Neither it was an easy question. Little bit of interpretation was required. So on the level of difficulty, 0 to 10, I would say the question were about 6 to 7, something on that level. Like some contemporary questions I have asked, the questions were not direct. What do you mean by social evolution according to Marx? You have to explain different stages. What is the latent and manifest of FIFA World Cup? That was one question. All of you remember, right? Something is obvious, something is hidden. You have to talk about the interpretative angle. So after Wednesday, I will discuss what should be written, how it should be written. So the writing part, I will do it after once I see the answer that you guys have written. So submit it ASAP. Economy is called to be as the religion of the world. Everybody has a certain belief system. In the same way, economy is also creating some belief system, and all of you agree to those values in some way or the another. At the time when sociology was taking its birth, economy was a very important perspective. In fact, many thinkers, sociologists, they have used economic perspective in the early ages, during the early years. Later, they criticized that economy is not the right kind of an approach. If you look Karl Marx, he was an economic determinist. If you look Weber, he was interested in economic perspective. If you look Talcott Parson, he has got PhD in economics from London School of Economics. He did his PhD. In fact, if you are using an economic perspective to understand the society, it is called to be as utilitarian approach. It is called as utilitarian approach. Economic angle is used to understand a society, or more specifically, you're understanding an individual in the society. It's individual perspective or economic or utilitarian view. Before we talk about what utilitarian is all about, what is this chapter going to include, let me recall something what we have done in the earlier classes. Hegel was a German philosopher. He says the most supreme thing in the society is idea. It is the idea that determines another idea, thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Remember, Hegel, idea is the most supreme thing. Karl Marx was inspired by Hegel, and he takes the aspect of dialecticism, means something is contradicting, that part he takes, but he rejects. He says idea is not the most supreme thing, but matter is the most supreme thing. Material is the most important thing in the society, and material is a driving factor of change. It is based upon matter, the society evolves, and the society moves from one stage to another stage. I'm not going to be repeating what Karl Marx has said. Let's talk about another angle in seeing how does matter brings a change in the society. This is somewhere in the year 1920s. K. Nikol is an Russian economist. K. Nikol, he is a Russian economist. He says, what is the factor that is changing the global power? Is it somewhere related to economy? So yes, economy is the main factor which changes the global power. How can Russia, after the Bolshevik Revolution, 1917, Russia goes under the Bolshevik Revolution, how can Russia become a dominant power? He is trying to understand, and he is creating a pattern. What he finds out that whenever there is any country who rises to global power, behind their rising, there is always a material which is attached to it. If they monopolize, means if they dominate that one material, that country becomes a global power. And this is somewhere he creates a chronology from 1750 onwards. After the start of industrial revolution, whenever any country, if it becomes a global power, they're always dominating on one material. Till the time the domination is there, they will remain as a global power. As soon as the dominance is lost, the power will start falling. And he finds up the first country to dominate in the Europe was England. How did England have such great colonies all around the world? And he finds up that England has rise to power, and this rise is dependent on a product which they have used. It is the use of coal. The coal was used not to burn something, but used as a fuel for industrial revolution. Steam engines were used. Earlier steam engines were basically used with water. The water was removed, coal-based steam engines were used, and due to which UK dominates as a global power. And this domination is there till a span of 50 years. So 1750s it starts, 1770s it starts, it rose, and there is a fall in 1820s. Now UK again wants to retain this power. What is that another kind of a product or some technology which they can use to retain that global power? And they found out that in the form of railways. The coal is used in machines. Now the coal is used in the railways. UK again retains the power. This is somewhere in 1820s. Where all the UK colonies are there, they are trying to control it with the help of railways. Railways was not a method to develop a society. Railway was one of the methods to control the domination in all the colonies. So UK retained the power for a span of next 50 years. Now the question comes, is there any other product that is responsible? And this is somewhere in the middle of the 19th century, 1850s, 1860s, UK's power starts to fall down. At that time, Germany is looking at the global scenario. Germany is telling we don't have any colonies, but yet can we compete with the global powers? And who were the two powers at that time? UK and France. UK and France, they have got big colonies. Italy, Dutch, Spain, Portugal, all of them having colonies, but still Germany is able to compete with them. Even without colonies, how did they do that? They found out the product which is going to help them. It was the steel. This is somewhere in 1870s. Germany has rise to power with the help of steel that was present. Now, Nicole is trying to see how is the global power changing at that time. So Germany has used steel and they have almost used the dominance of the steel. This is also called as the second industrial revolution. This is the first industrial revolution. From here, the second industrial revolution starts. Germany dominates the use of steel. After 50 years, steel becomes a common commodity. Domination is lost. Here, coal dominance is only with UK. Other colonies uses, domination falls. Railways domination, other colonies creates railways, domination fall. Steel domination was again for 50 years. After that, in the early 20th century, another product comes up, and it was in the form of chemicals. Chemicals have started to use in ammunitions. USA was the first country to use the chlorine bomb in First World War. Chemicals have started to use in textile industries. In different areas, the domination of chemicals starts. This has led to the rise of United States of America. For the next 50 years, they dominate it. Here comes the period of 1960s. How the power is going to be retained? Now, chemicals becomes a common commodity. The power is starting to lose, and a new product that comes up, it is in the form of oil. US and USSR, both of them have got great oil reserves. They use the product of oil and they are trying to retain this. The domination of oil comes to an end finally in the year 1990, with which USA starts to lose power. They want to regain the control on the power. So USA infiltrates into Middle East. They come into West Asia, they control oil. USSR doesn't get that opportunity, they start losing it. US is still able to retain the power with the help of oil, but USA is falling as a global power. Here, Nicole is questioning and the theory is left incomplete. He is telling what product will help to create the next global power. He is leaving on the readers to interpret. So according to your understanding, what can be the product which is responsible to create a global power in this society? Is there a product or the product itself is lost? What do you think? Capitalism. Capitalism is there in all of them. Capitalism is an ideology where you are trying to create privatization. So privatization is there all. Profit orientation is there in all of them. It's an ideology. Did you get the theory part? What we are trying to say? We are trying to see that how material is changing the world. Karl Marx is just telling matter determines the whole society. Here, Nicole is trying to show how material is trying to change the global power. If UK is dominating as a global based on coal, based on technology of railway, Germany, who did not have any colonies, they used steel and they rise to power. In fact, they have risen so much they were able to compete with the global powers. So steel is responsible. Chemicals for USA, oil, and then the theory comes. What do you think can change the global power? Yes? Nuclear weapons. Okay. Anything else? Technology. Can you be more specific? Technology is very loose and this is technology. This is technology. Everywhere technology is used. Good. Artificial intelligence. Anything else? Space technology. I think in today's time, a more relevant person to think in that angle is Elon Musk. He wants to be the Adam of Mars. So he is going for some space exploration. On the another side, he is trying to use green energies, isn't it? We are trying to move away from oil and we are trying to incline. The theory is not explaining this. This is our interpretations. Green fuels or renewable energies. Green fuels, renewable energies can be one areas. Another form, what you're telling about is artificial intelligence. One more interpretation that says is after 1990s, the concept of materialism itself is lost. Money is not aggregated in the form of matter or material. Money is aggregated in the form of information and technology. If you were telling technology, I wouldn't have. If you would have used the word information technology, then that makes more sense. Look at the money that is being held by Google, Facebook, Microsoft. These big IT giants who are holding huge amount of wealth, do they have any product to show to you? It's in the form of services, right? What they are giving. So the global power can be seen in the form of services, in the form of AI, in the form of robotics, green fuel, space exploration. So here the theory is telling the global power is shifting to these angle. One more theory itself says the concept of global power itself is lost. We don't have any one country who is going to dominate, but we are having a multipolar world. A world in which many countries are holding the power. China, in the case of Asia. In the case of South Asia, it is India. Indian Ocean, it is India. Africa, South Africa is holding it. In Europe, multiple countries are there. In Pacific area, you have got Australia, Japan, who are doing it. So here, the concept of global power itself has changed and a multipolar world can also be given as an example. So what we are trying to see over here is, these are nothing but different forms of wave. K Nicole. The K stands for Kondratiev. And these waves are called as Kondratiev waves, basically. Where he is telling that based on one matter's domination, the global power will come. If you dominate, there is a phase of acceleration, means growth will come. Then there is a period of stagnation will happen. And whatever the domination was there as a coal, they cannot hold the power because other countries will start using it. So there is going to be a phase of recession. Every 50 years, one big recession will come in every society. And Great Depression is an example of such. So recessions are going to be there. It's fall of global power. So again, a period of acceleration, stagnation, recession. Acceleration, stagnation, recession. So it is the matter which is determining the global power. It is the matter which determines the social position of society. So here, like how Marx simply said, matter is the driving factor of economy changes, Kondratiev is telling matter is also the driving factor of social changes in the society. So this is the Kondratiev waves. And what we have in this unit, we will be speaking about three separate aspects. First, we'll be talking about organization of work. How the work is seen in different societies. And to divide the work in time scales, an ancient society is slave society. Medieval societies are called to be as the feudal. Modern societies are called as industrial society. Then, what are the two types of economies which are present? One is a legal, regulated economy. Another side, opposite to that, is formal and informal. And what is the condition of labor in the society? So just kindly take the topics that we are going to deal in Unit 6. How the work is seen in ancient, medieval, and in modern societies. There are two types of economic system. One is formal, the other one is informal. And economy means the people who are working, and everybody is a labor in some way or the another. And what is the relationship that it is having with? So K stands for Kondrativ. He is a Russian economist. This theory has been popularized by sociologists such as Immanuel Wallerstein. That is one. Another, Shamter. These are the people in sociological circle. They have used it in telling how matter is changing the society. What do you mean by work? What do you mean by the word work? It is the work which makes the economic system. So we are talking about economic system. The basic element of economy is a work is being performed. What do you mean by the work? Act of doing something. Good. Anything else? Anything else? What does work means? Yes? It's okay. Some productive cause. What else? Anything else? Okay. Do you think mothers are part of economic system? Mothers, the house working activity, is it called to be as a part of economic system? No. Okay. Anybody else who would say yes to that? Why? The work, in literal meaning, it is defined as an act of production or an act of human effort. Now, when we are seeing the word, something is being done, it could be done in a physical form, it could also be done in a mental form. Work is called as an act of production because money is not the central criteria. And even without the acceptance of money, we can see a work can be performed in the society. The reason why we are talking about this term, it is because it is the subject matter of economic perspective. We need to know what does the work mean, and collectivity of work only, it makes the economic system. And to be more precise, money is not the central concept. Even without money also, work can be performed, economic production can take place. For example, if you look, animal hunting, animal husbandry, it's an act of production. But we can do production even without the aspect of money. Money is something what we are seeing in modern societies. In earlier societies, people used to work where they are given a wage in a form of direct or indirect methods. So work is considered to be as an act of human effort. or it's a task of production which is taken place. So whenever a work is performed, money can be paid. So they can be paid directly, and that is in the form of money. They can be paid indirectly as well, and indirectly payment in the form of barter system. Money is not given, some valuable good is given. In exchange to that, indirect money can also be given as a form of barter system, or money can be totally absent, directly, indirect, complete absence can be there. For example, a person who is working like a slave, or even a person who is working like a mother, she is not being paid at all for that. So here the point is, even with the absence of money also, work can be considered. So according to the Western societies, according to the economist, the mothers who are working at home, it is also a type of economic productivity, but they are an unpaid labor. Like how slaves are unpaid labor, women, motherhood is also a kind of an unpaid labor, and don't be so emotional. Okay? So they can be paid directly in the form of money, indirectly, that is one thing. To understand this, we are dividing the work into two types. One, a work which is done in a traditional society, and another form of work which is done in a modern society. Traditional type of work is present in slaves and in the case of feudal system. Modern kind of a work, it is seen in the industrial society. What are the traits which define slave, feudal, industrial? We'll talk about it, and some types of economic exchanges as well. How economic exchanges takes place in all the three types of society. We will discuss right on the heading economy and society. Right on. Work is defined as an act of human effort. Work is defined as an act of human effort, comma, it can be paid or unpaid. It can be paid or unpaid. If it leads to a process of production, it becomes a part of economic system. If it leads to process of production, it becomes a part of economic system. Full stop. Change the paragraph. Economic life is divided into two segments. Economic life is divided into two segments. First one, traditional economic system. Second one is modern economic system. It's divided into two segments. First one, traditional economic system. Second one is modern economic system. How is economic exchanges takes place in a traditional society? How does economic exchanges takes place in a traditional society? In a traditional society, one form of exchange, it is in the form of barter system. It is also called to be as double coincidence of wants or needs. What do you mean by double coincidence of wants? Double coincidence means coincidentally the two people who are exchanging, both of them should what the other person is having in excess. For example, if I am having excess of tomatoes, You should need tomatoes. And at that same time, you should have extra of potatoes, which I am in need of. So both of the individuals who are exchanging, there should be a coincidence that both of them need those things which are having extra with those two of them. So barter system is a form of double coincidence of wants. This was one of the earliest form of exchange. Then slowly we get to see other forms of exchanges have also started to happen. This system was very commonly seen in the tribal societies. So there is a tribe 1, there is a tribe 2. They both are exchanging through the barter system. But tribal people, human beings, they come in conflict. After one span of time, when these two tribal communities, they come in conflict, they will stop using the barter system. And what they do is, we don't want any kind of interaction, yet we both of us are interdependent to one another, we'll still do the economic exchanges. What they will do is, they will create one territorial land. It is called to be as no man's land. Neither you are having a claim on this, neither you are having a claim. This tribal communities, what all things they have in excess, they come and keep it over here. And they leave. The next tribe who needs it, they'll come and see, is there anything which has been kept in the no man's land? They'll come and they will take these resources and they will keep those things which they have in excess. Today's time we are having that. If our enemy is there, even if we have extra, no, we'll still want them to suffer. But this concept of accumulation of wealth was not seen in the earlier societies. So the trading is still done, but interaction is not happening. Such kind of a trade is called to be as the silent trade. This is also one form of earlier forms of exchange system in traditional societies. It is seen in those tribal groups who are in conflict. Good relationship, barter system. Moreover, without interaction, barter system is like a silent trade seen in the tribal societies. Moreover, in India, such kind of system did not exist at larger level. In fact, we had a system which was called to be as the Jajamani system. Can anybody explain me what is Jajamani system? Can anybody explain what is Jajamani system? You are providing goods or services in the name of caste. What does it mean? Caste system is there. Caste system. Everybody in the caste is divided and it's an occupational form of division also. For example, what is the role of a Brahmin? He is supposed to read Vedas. He is supposed to perform rituals. A Kshatriya is supposed to protect. A Vaishya is supposed to grow agriculture, etc. Now, the Brahmin role is to read the Vedas. He will read Vedas for himself, for his community, and for everybody who is there in the caste system. A Brahmin is supposed to provide his service for all of them and free of cost. Moreover, a Vaishya who is an agricultural producer, he is not producing for his own family. Neither he is producing for his own community. He is producing for everybody in the society. So here, the concept of individual or privatization does not exist. In fact, all the services, they belong to the villages for free of cost. So a Brahmin is reading the Vedas for everybody. From Kshatriyas, he will get the protection for free. From Vaishyas, he will get the agricultural produce. From Shudra, he will get the services. From Dalits, he will get the menial services. So here, your goods and services are exchanged in the name of caste. Concept of private ownership is absent in the case of Jajamani system. Moreover, your ownership is in a form of collective ownership. Who is the ultimate owner of the agricultural produce? Vaishyas. Is it the Brahmin? No, it is the Panchayat who will decide where the things are supposed to be going. So Panchayat ownership means collective ownership is present. In this way, services are being given, it is also being taken. The one who provides the services, he is called as Kamin. Kam in Hindi means work. The ones who is providing the work, who is doing the work, he is called as Kamin. The one who gets the services, he is called to be as Jajaman. So Jajaman are the ones who take the service. Kameen is the one who gives the service. If a Brahmin is reading Vedas, he is a Kameen. If he is reading for a marriage of a Shudra, Shudra is the one who is called as a Jajaman. If Vaishya is producing agriculture, he is the Kameen. Everybody else who is taking the agricultural produce is the Jajaman. So based on Jajaman and a Kameen, this is an ancient caste-based economic exchange called as Jajamani system. It was seen in the ancient India. It is still seen, but money, modern societies has distorted this concept. It is also a form of exchange system which we get to see. In simple words, you can say it is a caste-based barter system. It's also like a barter system, but it is related to your caste position. So Jajaman system is also one of the types. Moreover, there is a system called to be as potlatch ceremony. There is a system called to be as Kula ceremony. These are the form of island-based exchanges in the form of status group. We will speak about it right on the heading traditional economic exchanges. Traditional economic exchanges. Write down some paragraph for explaining. In traditional societies, they have an informal relationship. In traditional societies, they have an informal relationship because the society is small. Because the society is small and there is a simple division of labor. Underline that word. And there is a simple division of labor. Full stop. Surplus is either minimum or absent. Surplus is either minimum or absent. Comma, the innovation level is slow. The innovation level is slow and religion is a dominant authority. The innovation level is slow and religion is a dominant authority. Full stop. Some of the types of exchanges are first one, barter system. Some of the types of exchanges are, first one is barter system, where goods and services are exchanged, in a direct form. Barter system where goods and services are exchanged in a direct form. Or indirectly through silent trade. Third one, Jajamani system. Third one is Jajamani system. Jajamani. Jajamani system. Put up a dash. It is a caste-based economic system. Where goods and services are provided. It's a caste-based economic system where goods and services are provided in the name of religion. In the name of religion. In bracket, write down giver is called as Kamin. Taker is called as Jajaman. Giver is called as Kamin. Taker is called as Jajaman. And don't judge the English in this, okay? Giver, simple, give. Give you a good or a service. Taker, taking. So, Jajaman and Kamin. Potlatch is something, an interesting activity which is being performed. Malinowski, he is an anthropologist, and he's explaining that there is an island called as Trobriand Island. We'll study that in religion. There is a river, a small river that is flowing. At one end of the river are the rich communities who are there. On the another end of the river are those people who do not have large amount of wealth. The rich communities, they are flaunting their charity. It is something which is given like a donation or a charity. From that side of the river, they will give something as a gift. And these gifts are given, and the rich person in a potlatch ceremony, it's like a ritual activity. They'll say, I am giving a piece of a cloth as my donation, and they give it. On the another side, somebody is giving a gold ornament. Somebody is giving a piece of a jewelry. Somebody is giving an ancestral furniture or something which they use as an artifact. So here, it is one of the methods to show their status. The rich people, they try to flaunt it. In today's time, do you see anywhere where a potlatch ceremony is being performed? In anywhere? Where they are finding that ritual or they are finding that event as a method to show off. Yes? Yes, weddings. Weddings is something like potlatch ceremony, you know. Even though if I don't have the money, I will take a loan. And I will still do a grand wedding. Even though money is there but not sufficiently, still I want Sabyasachi's dress. Isn't it? I will still get that expensive 2 lakh rupees of lehenga. And I will try to flaunt it. It is the same way, you are nothing but like Trobriand Island people who are doing the potlatch ceremony. Next time when you are dressing, so I will still wear that ethnic dress of Manyavar. How much is the cost of those Manyavar expensive dress? That sherwani what they wear? Basically, lakhs, 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees. They try to use that. Yes, it is expensive. So it is like a ceremony in which exchanges are being done from one rich community towards the poor community. It is like a donation what they are telling it, but it's a form of economic exchanges in the form of charity among the Trobriand Island groups, Latin American. Kula is also the same thing. Things are given with a closed eye. They close their eyes and they exchange. So some gifts go anti-clockwise, some gifts go clockwise, and they're trying to make them economic exchanges. Some tribal practices are there in which traditional use of economic exchanges are being practiced. So samely, like how India has got some methods of exchanging, these are some Latin American methods, potlatch and kula. So just write down other forms of exchange. Other forms of exchange. Continue the same thing, such as potlatch ceremony. Potlatch ceremony. P-O-T-L-A-C-H. Potlatch ceremony, comma, kula ceremony in the islands of Latin America. In the islands of Latin America. Full stop. Yes. How is the economic exchange taking place in modern society? Currency. What do you mean by the word fiat currency? What do you mean by the word fiat currency? It's not a car, okay? Fiat currencies, for example, this is not a pen. I am the government, I am telling from today onwards, this pen means 500 rupees. So 500 rupees is nothing but wherever you're using it, the value of 500 will be considered to be as in a form of a pen. It could be a coin, it could be a piece of paper, it could be even a bond. Anything which the government ratifies that this particular piece of paper has got a value of 1 million rupees, that's a bond of 1 million rupees. If it's a piece of a metal, the government is saying this value is 5 rupees. So this determination of a value by the authoritative body will be called to be as the fiat currency. Means the government can declare it, the government can take it back. What is demonetization? Concept of fiat currencies. Government is telling from today, after 8 o'clock, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees notes are closed. So here, this concept started in the end of medieval centuries where the coins were used, gold coins, then silver coins, then brass coins. Moreover, we have moved towards the concept of notes, etc. Then modern type bonds are also present. So fiat currency is one of the methods which is being used in the form of coins, notes, bonds, etc. Any other form in which now here there is some material which is being added and based on which the currency is present. If we remove that material, this currency will now be called to be as a digital currency. The UPI payments, what? Everything is still present, but instead of in a physical form, it is present in a form of a number, a digitalized version of that. Moreover, the government as a regulatory body itself is removed. Here the government is regulating. If the government is removed as a regulatory body, another modern forms of currency have also exchanged. The concept of blockchain currencies, bitcoins, etc., cryptos. So you have got blockchain currencies, cryptocurrencies. There is nobody who is controlling or regulating these methods. Blockchain, NFT is also one of the forms of currencies which will be used. In the case of metaverse, the currency that will be present will be NFT. So these are some of the forms of modern economic exchanges. So if I'm holding a note of 100 rupees, it is having no 100 rupees on that. The RBI governor is promising me that this piece of paper has a value of 100 rupees. So wherever I'm going to use it, on the basis of RBI governor's signature, I'm using this for 100 rupees. So in actual 100 rupees, there is nothing. It's just a receipt of 100 rupees value, which I'm holding as a note form. So here, authorized form of currency by the government. Authorized form, but absence of material, digitalization. New forms of currencies, blockchain, NFT, etc. There are more forms of currencies which will be produced. Put up the next heading, modern forms of economic exchange. Modern forms of economic exchange. As the society progresses, they become more interdependent. As the society progresses, they become more interdependent. There is an increase in the complex division of labor. There is an increase in the complex division of labor. Surplus production increases. Surplus production increases and money becomes a centralized concept. Surplus production increases and money becomes a centralized concept. For exchange of goods and services. Money becomes a centralized concept for exchange of goods and services. Full stop. Some of the forms of economic exchanges are. Some of the forms of economic exchanges are. First one, fiat currency. Put up a dash, write down. It is a ratified value. It is a ratified value given to a material. It is a ratified value given to a material to be used as an intermediary. Given to a material to be used as an intermediary of economic exchanges. To be used as an intermediary for economic exchanges. Example, coins, notes, etc. Example, coins, notes, etc. What is numismatics? Second one, write down digital currency. Digital currency. It's an abstract form of fiat currency. It is an abstract form of fiat currency, which is regulated through a third party organization. Which is regulated through a third party organization. It's an abstract form of fiat currency which is regulated through a third party organization. Example, PayPal. Example, PayPal, Visa. Who was one of the first owners of PayPal? Good. Elon Musk. He was the one who popularized this concept. Example, PayPal, Visa, etc. Third one, blockchain currency. Blockchain currency. In bracket, write down cryptocurrency. Blockchain currency. In bracket, write down cryptocurrency. Are some of the new forms of economic exchanges. Blockchain currency, bracket, cryptocurrency, close the bracket, are some of the forms of new economic exchanges. What do you mean by slave society? Which kind of a society? It's called to be as a slave society. A society in which humans are itself to be treated like products. Hobhouse, he is giving a simple definition of a slave society. These are those societies in which the human itself are treated to be like products. Some individuals in the society, based on certain factors, they lose their rights. And those are nothing but called to be as the slaves. This is a form of one of the ancient practices seen due to racism. In today's time, especially after Abraham Lincoln becomes the president, slavery has officially ended in the American society, and United Nations has put up a chart of Human Rights Commission of where all in which all methods slavery was being practiced. Now, such kind of economic exchange does not really exist. This is an ancient practices where Hobhouse is trying to say what slave society would be like. After the slave society has ended, we get to see one more society that exists. It is a form of feudal society. Now tell me, what do you mean by a feudal society? What do you mean by the word feudal society? Is it something that deals with agriculture? The answer is yes. Did India have a feudal society? And the answer is no. India never had feudal society. In fact, we say that it is like feudal society, so we use the word feudal. If you literally understand what is the feudal concept, it is a form of political economic system, which was not present in India. It was something very specific only to the European society. Now, what is the concept of feudal? We will just try to understand that. There is a piece of land, and the ultimate owner of this land is a person who is called to be as the king. King is the owner of this land. But in feudal system, the king is a weak authority. Why is he weak? Because he is not having the control on economic system. He is not having the control on the army. And he is not even dominant in a political position. But hereditary, he is a dominant by the lineage. So king is the ultimate owner. Who is the powerful people in this? The king will divide the land. And he will divide it among the people who are called to be as lords or feuds. The king will divide these pieces of land into the lords. But the king is telling that I am giving you the ownership, temporary ownership of this land. You will have to do some favor in exchange. And that is, you will grow agriculture on these pieces of land, but whenever I am in need, you should support me with army that is supposed to be provided. So the Lord is again further dividing these pieces of land, and he is doing agriculture. And he is not going to do it. He will find those slaves who are temporary in nature. As far as economic activity is required, he hires some people who are called as the temporary slaves, and they are called to be as serfs. And the money that he gets from this serfdom, he is going to build an army who will be called to be as the knights. So the economic activity is taken in such a way, king is the ultimate owner. He will divide the pieces into smaller lands whose controlled by the lords. Lords will further divide into small pieces. They will give it to the temporary slaves called as serfs, and with that money he will generate soldiers. Whenever the king needs, he is going to provide. So there is a hierarchy, and first will come the king. After that, the relations of the king, who are called to be as the nobles. And below that, we will have the lords or the feuds. And below lords are going to be the knight, and will remain the rest of the population who are called to be as serfs. This hierarchy which is present of king, noble, lords, knight, serf, it was not present in the Indian society. This is typically a political economic system which is called to be as feudal system. In India, we only have the concept of lords and the serf. It's an agrarian dependent political economic system. So India was agriculture, we call that to be as a feudal system. But in fact, this is properly the hierarchy of feudal system. India never had this concept. We only had agricultural driven society. We had lords and serf. But this concept of interrelationship of hierarchy was not present. It was very specific to the European society. This is also a form of a traditional practice. So traditional economic system is seen in slaves because of racism, and feudalism is because of agrarian society. So here are the forms of traditional economic bodies, and here we are having the concept of industrial bodies. Before we talk about industrial, just put up a graph and write down economic systems and write down traditional, model. And here you have got slave feudal, other side you have got industrial. King, noble, lords, knights, serf. Write down some points regarding slave society. Slave, it's an ancient form of political system. Slave, it's an ancient form of political system according to Marx. According to Marx, it is the first unequal society. According to Marx, it is the first unequal society. And it is produced with the surplus production. And it is produced with the surplus production. Full stop. According to Thomas Hobhouse, according to T. Hobhouse, it is a society where individuals lose their human rights. According to T. Hobhouse, it is a society where individuals lose their rights, where individuals lose their rights and they are treated as products. And they are treated as products. Comma, it is the most exploitative pattern of production. It is the most exploitative pattern of production. Full stop. It is a manifestation of racism in the society. It is a manifestation of racism in the society. It is a manifestation of racism in the society, comma, an obsolete form of economic exchange. An obsolete means outdated. An obsolete form of economic exchange. Change the paragraph. Write down the next one. Feudal society. Feudal society. It is seen in the medieval age. It is seen in the medieval age more peculiar to the European society. It is seen in the medieval age more peculiar to the European society. Full stop. It's a political economic system. It's a political economic system which is centric to, it's a political economic system which is centric to agricultural production, which is centric to agricultural production. And there is a strict hierarchy. And there is a strict hierarchy. And there is a strict hierarchy of ordination and superordination, and there is a strict hierarchy of ordination and superordination. In bracket write down, in Indian society, in bracket write down, in Indian society, the caste system was like feudalism. In Indian society, the caste system was like feudalism, but the nature of hierarchy was missing. But the nature of hierarchy was missing. See, at one end, if you are talking about slave society, on the other end, we are talking about feudal society. Another end we are having is the industrial society. Tell me, what are the differences that we are having in these three systems? As a contrast, if we see, what are the forces of production which we are having? What are the forces of production in a slave society? Yes. What are the, yes, the slaves, they themselves are used as production. We are having the animals which are also used as the process of production. In the feudal society, what are the forces? Agriculture is grown, right? So here you have got agricultural related, all the things. And here we are having the maximum forces of productions which are going to be used. Isn't it? Raw material, land, technology, skill, etc. All the forces which are used in industrial, here maximum, here you are having the minimum forces of production. How will be the division of labor? How will be the division of labor in all the three societies? We are speaking from what Karl Marx have told, no? How is the division of labor present? Yes, here we are having a simple division of labor. Then, or I would rather say it is simpler. Here also the division of labor is simple. Simpler compared to this, this is more simpler. Then this is a simple, and here you are having the most complex division of labor. In the form of surplus, if you see, here there is no absence of surplus. Minimum surplus is present, or at least either it is minimum here, and here more surplus is produced. Here you are having the maximum amount of surplus production that take place. According to Marx, how is alienation seen? Alienation is maximum in the slave society, isn't it? Alienation is, sir is just shouting like shout according to him. Yes, how is the alienation seen? Alienation is directly related to the profit, to the surplus production. In this society, slave society, minimum surplus production, here therefore he is telling, if you see all the societies, least alienation is seen in slave society. Then compared to the slave in feudal, it increases and the maximum amount of alienation is present. How is he saying this? This is relationship of alienation. He is keeping it with the amount of profit that is made. So if the profit is maximum, exploitation is maximum. If exploitation is maximum, alienation is maximum. So here he is speaking in the aspect of alienation. Moreover, pattern of production. Pattern of production. If you see grandmothers, sometimes they are responsible for a lot of problems. If there is a man who is not earning enough, grandmother will say that he is not being responsible, get him married. Isn't it? Get him married. Once the wife comes, once he starts his married life, pressure will come and then he will become responsible. That is one thing. Another instance, look at how diplomatic grandmothers are. If you go and tell that I want to get married, she will say, how much you are earning? Convincing, see, the convincing part starts from grandparents only because you want them to convince their children, your parents. You go and say to a grandmother, I want to get married. So, first of all, she'll pull your cheek, oh, you have become so big, you want to get married now. And then she will say, how much you're earning? Tell me your real salary and all that. Grandma, I am earning 15,000 rupees. It's like 15,000. Do you think you can take care of your children and wife? Or at least your wife? Not possible. You are supposed to earn more. Go. First earn more and then come, then we will talk. Here I am putting two instances where in one point this person is not even earning anything and she says, get him married, he will do something. In the other instance, there's a man who is earning but less. And if he wants to get married, he is being told your income is not sufficient. Why do you think these two examples are present in the society? Or where are these two examples present as a contrast? Yes, if you take the example of rural society, the first instance will come in the picture. It means in rural parts of India, where the inflation is not so high or the economy is not money centric, in these societies, the whole family is producing. One guy is not doing anything. Once he gets married, he will be included in the act of production. Whereas the second instance, where even if you're earning, she will not agree to it. Why? Because everything is based upon consumption. In urban society, if you want to consume, you want a glass of milk. You have to go and purchase it, then only you will be able to have. But in rural part, in traditional part, if you need a glass of milk, you need two hands and you need a buffalo. You can have that. If you want food, storage is there of crop. You can have that food. Even without doing anything, you can survive in a rural society by being, because here the pattern of production means the families are basically in a task of productive forces. Means the family together they produce. In a case of slave society, so productive forces is there and family is also a productive force. They all together work and they are working. But in a modern society, these families are not productive. Now they have started to become consumatory forces. Means everything will based upon the consumption. Look at the families over here. Husband, wife, their three children. All of them can work like a unit in an agricultural field in both the societies. But in these societies, now the family will not be together seen as a productive force, but they become a consummatory force. Wife, she needs to be taken care. Health, infrastructure must be provided to her. Children, education must be provided to her. And number of consummatory patterns are created. A main difference in the slave and a industrial society or a feudal and industrial, this is where the modernization is all about. Families were earlier productive forces. Now they have become consummatory forces. Moreover, there is a pattern in which how the nature is being seen. What kind of a control system is created? We'll talk about the control system, but after a short break. Write down the third one, industrial society. Write down the third one, industrial society. It's the modern form of, third one is industrial society. It's a modern form of economic exchange. It's a modern form of economic exchange where technology and innovation, it's a modern form of economic exchange where technology and innovation is through mass production, where technology and innovation is through the mass production. Full stop. As Durkheim says, it is an organic society. As Durkheim says, it is an organic society where there is a mutual interdependency. It's an organic society where there is mutual interdependency. And the division of labor is technical. And the division of labor is technical. Full stop. Continue. The employer and the employee relationship. The employer and the employee relationship is formal. Employer and employee relationship is formal, and the relation is specific. It's formal and the relationship is specific in the form of cash nexus. Relationship is specific in the form of cash nexus. Last line. Weber says it is a society driven by rationalization. Weber says it is a society driven by rationalization. Put up a tabular column, write down the slave, feudal, industrial, slave, feudal, industrial. Keep a small margin. In that we are writing about organization, means some features of what we have. So what is the economic system which is present in the slave, feudal and industrial? Just we'll discuss, then you write it down. Okay. What is economic production in slave societies? It is based upon animal husbandry. It is based upon animal husbandry. This is the most dominant form which is seen. In the case of agriculture, sorry, in the form of feudal, it is agriculture. Here it is factory system. It is present in the form of factory system. Moreover, what are the forces of production? What are the forces of production which are seen over here? It is seen in the form of animal, cattle or whatever. Here you have got animal and the slaves which are seen. And here we have things agriculture plus associated stuff. And here we have got maximum forces of production, raw material, land, labor, capital plus maximum what we get to see. Now here Hobhouse is trying to create a difference and he tells slave society is the first society in which the humans have started to control on the other humans. Before that, same what Marx says, primitive communism is there. So human, they started to dominate on the human in the form of slavery system, human domination over human. Moreover, in the feudal society, for the first time, human has learned the domination over the nature. In a jungle, everything is going in a form of a nature thing. But what is agriculture? Cutting a part of forest. Now we are controlling the nature means we want a certain crop to grow. There's a technique which is being attached. So agriculture is the first step in which we are controlling the nature, how it is supposed to grow. So human started dominating on the nature. From here, the degradation of environment starts. Environmental view is also there in this. On the another side, for the first time, humans have been substituted by machines. This is the first society. So the relationship, how it is seen in different societies. So humans dominated over the humans. Humans are dominating the nature for the first time. Humans are substituted by the machines. So here you have got the relations, how it is present in these societies. Moreover, we have in the aspect of alienation, it is least over here. Then over here, it is increasing and maximum alienation is present. Moreover, how the production is taking, what is the pattern of production? They are productive forces that we get to see. Here also the family system is like a productive forces. And here the same family is going to become like a consumatory forces. Everything must be consumed. So we are having consumatory forces. Just take up the graph. One side write down organization of society, slave, feudal, industrial. Take it by yourself. Economy. What is the type of economy? Animal husbandry, agricultural, factory system. First point is what is the type of economy? These are the types of economy seen in every society. Next, what are the forces of production? Means what things are used to produce. So you need animals to create animal husbandry. You need slaves who will take care of the animals. So there are few forces of production. These two are there. Next, what are the forces used for agriculture? What do we need? Seeds, manure, chemical, land, technique, skill. So agricultural related and associated things. These are the forces that you need. It is always higher than the earlier society. In here, we are having maximum forces of production. What do we need in a factory system? I need a raw material. I need land, labor, capital, plus. Many things are required. So maximum forces of production are seen. Next, how is the relationship seen? Humans, they are dominating on the other humans. Slavery concept. Domination of one human over the another human. In feudal society, humans are not dominating on the humans, they are dominating on the nature. Means they are controlling the jungle system, they are controlling the land, they are controlling water, etc. So the nature is being controlled by the humans. Human controlling humans, humans controlling nature. This is a society where humans are substituted by machines and machines are producing but not the humans. We will talk about post-industrial later, where machines are controlling the humans. Opposite to that is also there. Do you get the point? In the post-industrial society, after here humans are substituted by machines. In post-industrial, machines are controlling the humans. Can you see how technology is controlling humans? Multiple ways are there. CCTV, etc. Next, alienation, surplus. Both of them will go with the same line. Alienation and surplus, it is low. Alienation surplus increases. Alienation is maximum and surplus is also maximum. In bracket, write down Marxist view. Family pattern, how it is present. Family pattern, they are working as productive forces. Productive forces, consumatory forces. To make this example more clear to you, I'll ask a question. Do you think the population is increasing the poverty or increasing the poverty is increasing the population? Should I repeat myself? Do you think is it because of poverty the population is increasing, or is it because of the population is increasing the poverty is also increasing? Okay, obviously the first relation is the population is increasing, that is why the poverty is increasing. But how, can somebody tell me the opposite phenomena? That because of increasing poverty, that is why the population is increasing. How? If I'm speaking on this, population is one thing. Another side, with increasing population, obviously the poverty is increasing. All of us directly agree on this. More number of family members, that is why the poverty is increasing. I am asking, poverty is increasing, that is why the reason the population is increasing. Can you tell me this part? Yes? Poverty is increasing in families, that is why the reason they are increasing their population more and more. How? For example, you as a human resource, when are you going to go and earn? In a modern society, human resource is seen after the age of 25 years. 25 years, you are just like a small baby, they are growing you. After 25 years, the parents are going to expect, right? Where is the W? They are going to ask that. We need money. Directly or indirectly, it's a form of a pressure that is being generated. 25 years later, they're like, enough of studying, enough of preparation, now you go and do a job. Whatever might be the salary, you bring some money. This is the pressure what the family creates. But it is 25 years if you are there in a modern society. If you are staying in a traditional society, rural society, human is considered as an asset at the age of 5 years. Father will say that I have a piece of land, I will take my child with me. Instead of giving the money to a laborer, I will use my child as a laborer. So they are going to hold the seeds. Father will tell, put the seeds in this particular manner, put the fertilizer, put the chemicals. So here, at a younger age, so to fight poverty, the family is going to use more number of people. So if I have 2 children, I can save 1 labor money. If I am having 4 children, I can save the money from 2 laborers. So to tackle poverty, the population is also increasing. Both of them are interrelated. This is a mains question, 2017. Is increasing population creating a poverty or higher poverty rate is increasing? Both the relationships are right. So here, that is why family is a productive pattern. So because family together produces, in slave, family together produces in a feudal. But this family is not productive in an urban, so they are in a consumatory pattern. So in modern societies, they will say, I will only have 1 children because for 1 children, annual expenditure is 1 lakh rupees. 2 children means 2 lakh rupees. So let's just stop here. Lesser number of children are present in modern societies. Whereas in rural societies, 2 children means saving for one labor. 4 children means saving for 2 labor. So more population is this way. So the things are interconnected. Family pattern, that is one. How is the concept of mobility is achieved? How is the mobility achieved in 3 societies? Yes, this is the closed society. This is also a closed society. How the mobility will be seen in these societies? On the basis of time scale, I'm asking. On the basis of time scale, listen to the question first. There are different types of mobility: vertical, horizontal, structural. Based on position, it was. One more category we have created based upon time scale: intergeneration, intra-generation. Isn't it? So, what type of mobility will you see based upon time scale in the 3 societies? Yes? Will it be intergeneration or intra-generation? Obviously, this is a slave society, it's a closed society. Here, the mobility will be slow. So, it will be seen to be as intergeneration. Here in this society also, the mobility is slow only. It is still intergeneration. In a modern societies, mobility comes at a very faster pace. It will be seen to be as intra-generation. Based upon the mobilities, what we can have. Here, we can see vertical social mobilities more commonly. In these societies, migration, etc., slow-paced, horizontal social mobility will be seen. Here, the mobility is restricted to a great extent, because your position is determined on your race. So it's restricted, horizontal social mobility due to migration, and here they will have chances of vertical social mobility. So that can be also one of the types. Change the paragraph and write down. Industrial economic society. Industrial economic society has higher form of mobility. Industrial economic society has higher form of mobility. There is a strict separation. There is a strict separation of personal and professional life. There is a strict separation of personal and professional life. Comma, religion becomes less dominant. Religion becomes less dominant. And secular work culture is, and religion becomes less dominant and secular work culture is seen. Overall, it is rationalization of society. Overall, it is rationalization of society. What is the difference between a formal and an informal economy? What is the difference between a formal and an informal economy? What does formality basically stands for? Either you tell me what is the meaning of this, or you tell me in a form of a contrast. This is there, this is not there. Before we talk about the differences between both of these, because you will say organized, unorganized, regulated, unregulated, etc. Tell me, what is the meaning of informal economy? Yes? Is it a form of an arrangement, or is it a form of a relationship that these collective people are having? If you look at the economic system, overall, this is an economic system where the money exchanges are happening, or paid, unpaid, directly, indirectly. This is all where production is happening. It's called as economic system. In that economic system, there is a part which is present. Let's say this is called as the informal economy. Informal economy is defined as a part of the economic system which has been kept at a distance from the government. They have been kept at a distance from the government in the form of taxation. And if they are separated in the form of taxation, they are also separated in the form of welfare mechanism. It's not a one-sided relationship that the government just wants to take money from the people. No. If they are taking the money, they are also providing some benefits. This benefits is in a form of recognizing they are not recognized. If they are not able to take the taxes, they are not able to provide the social security benefits, institutional loans. Overall, it is called to be as welfare mechanism. So what do you mean by informal economy? It is a part of economic system. This is a whole economic system. It's a part of economic system which has been kept at a distance from the government in the form of taxation, one-sided relationship, and in the form of rules, regulation, and welfare mechanism. This is the definition of an informal economy. Moreover, there are differences. Now all of you, just together tell me what are the differences which we see between a formal and informal economy. Something you will see over here, something you will not see over here in this part. What is the difference between both of these? Tell me the differences that what we have seen just now. Okay, in the pattern of taxation, they are the ones who are giving the taxation or taxes. Here the taxes are absent. On the other side, they are kept at a distance from the government, no? So they are unrecognized. Making sense? They are at the distance from the government, so they are unrecognized. Opposite. We are having these who are called to be as recognized. Anything else? Benefits. Obviously, welfare mechanism is missing, no? So they are going to get some benefits. Here the benefits are not going to be present, right? Something more? Yes? Yes? Follows government rules. So if you see that these formal bodies, they are following some rules. So when the recognition come, with that, there are some certain rules, regulations, which they are supposed to follow. Here, there is absence of those rules and regulations. Anything more? Just speak. Economy is over for you guys. No problem. Even if the economy is not over, no, you guys are not like in 5th class, sir, we don't know what is formal economy, we don't know what is informal. Okay? There's never like a starting point, we don't know anything. It's the basic thing what we are talking about. What else is the difference? Yes, good. We see that in the formal system, there is a presence of job security, what we are having. Here, the job security is not there. So, if the job security is present, how it is present? Because the entry and the exit is properly channelized. If you need to get a job in the formal sector, you need to have a certain qualification, certain skill must be there. Then you'll have to write some exam, interview, written exam, whatever. Once you write that, will it directly start? No. Probationary period you have to serve. 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, some probationary period you have to serve. And if you are leaving, you have to give some what? Notice period. You have to serve some notice period. After that, salary of 2 months is being given to you. Some provident fund after 40 days, you can take it out. So here, there is a process of job security. We call that the channel of entry and exit is there. Entry and exit, there is a channel that you have to follow. Everything will have a certain stepwise. Here, this channel is not present. If you are in need or in requirement, you are hired. Tomorrow, if you are not in need, you are fired. So here, there is a principle of hire and fire. Today I'm taking you, tomorrow I can tell you to leave the company. So hire and fire channel of entry and exit. That is one. What will you say about skill? Unskilled, semi-skilled. You're telling these labor are semi-skilled or unskilled. They are very skilled. What is the difference? Both of them will have the skill. Here they have certified skills. They have qualified skills. Certified skills mean any skill that you have learned, it must be recognized. So here you have qualified, or I can say certified skills. Here also skills will be present, but they are not qualified or they are not certified. That's one of our difference. And education, how do you see? Obviously, higher level of education, lower level of education, that is one. Anything more? Anything more? Many things are there. Just think. Just think a difference between. Yes? Where there will be more human resource absorption. Where there will be more human resource absorption. Why? You like informal? Are you feeling sympathetic towards them? That they are absorbing more humans? It is a relationship in the aspect of automation, technology. Where the technology will be more higher? In the formal. So here, technology is more higher means automation is more higher. So technology will be relatively less on the other side. If technology is more higher, so humans are more or less. Obviously, if there is a machine there are 50 people who are working, but I bring a machine. With the help of machine, I can fire 25 people. Now I need only 25 people. So machine will take away job of 25 people, only 25 are there. Automation means low human resource absorption. So in any side, wherever the automation is less, there will be a higher human resource absorption because machines will take the job. Here machines are absent or minimum, due to which human resource absorption is more dominantly seen. That is one. Getting the point? Human resources are more dominantly seen here. It is seen with a lesser absorption. Anything more? Exploitation. Okay. Anyways, that's a perspective. Good. Something more? Any other differences that you see? Yes. Here, if you see, if there is the entry and exit fixed income, here they are getting payment in the form of salaries. Here they are getting in the form of wages. Any other difference? If you look in informal economy, there is a dominance of something called as cheap labor. Means those labor which are relatively at a lesser price than the market labor. Here there is a dominance of market labor that will be present. What do you mean by market labor? Means the people who are qualified, who are skilled, as simple as that. Here market labor will not be present, but cheap labor will be present, and that is relatively the one who comes at a lesser price. For example, women. Women are considered to be the cheaper labor. You go and look at the labor addas. Over there they will write somebody who is a supervisor 1200 rupees. Somebody who is a worker 600, 800 rupees. Female workers, they are being paid 650 rupees, 700, whatever. Male workers are given more money. Female workers are given less money. Here, women are considered to be the cheaper labor. Not just women. Child is also a form of cheaper labor as compared to the market labor. Moreover, migrant labor is also a form of cheaper labor. Why do you see so many people from north are getting jobs over here? It is because migrant labor is always a cheaper labor than the local labor. Why do Indians get job easily in America, in UK? Because we are the migrant labor over there. If an American is working for $20, Indians are ready to work for $12 per hour. So this is the concept of cheap labor which is present. Moreover, here you are having annual employment. Yes, here fire and fire is there, but apart from that, the employment is seasonal in nature. They do not get institutional loans. They are having non-institutional loans, money lenders, etc. Here you get the support from the government. institutional loans will be accessible to you. So in this way, formal and informal are separated on certain concepts. Like in the matter of taxation, that's a definition. These are recognized part of economy, they are unrecognized economy. Rules and regulations will be properly there, limited, defined jurisdiction will be there. Absence of rules and regulations, or it is minimum. Entry and exit is with a process or a channel. On the other side, they have a hire and fire principle. Skills are certified or they are qualified in nature. Here, skills are present, but they are not qualified or recognized. Automation is higher. On the other side, absence of automation or minimum technology will create more number of job, human resource absorption. Here, jobs will go because of technology. What do you call that employment? Unemployment, which is because of technology. If 50 people are there, 25 people lost their job because of machines. What do you call this unemployment as? Good. It's called as frictional unemployment. There are different types of unemployment. When humans come in friction with the machines and they are losing their job, this is a type of frictional unemployment. So here, frictional unemployment will be seen. Here, higher resource absorption. They are paid salaries. They are paid as wages. Market labor is present. They are having cheap labor. Cheap labor means women, child, migrants. They're always cheaper labor than the local labor. Annual employment, institutional loans. Opposite, seasonal employment. Non-institutional loans are present. In this way, write down. Informal economy is defined as informal economy is defined as a part of economic system. It is defined as a part of economic system which has been kept at a distant from the authoritative bodies, which has been kept at a distant from the authoritative bodies in the form of taxation, comma, rules and regulation, taxation, comma, rules and regulation, and welfare mechanism. Change the paragraph. Formal economy is defined as the economy which is deliberately planned. Formal economy is defined as the economy which is deliberately planned. Comma, controlled and regulated. Deliberately planned, controlled and regulated by the competent authority. Full stop. Put up a tabular column, write down formal, informal. Put up a tabular column, write down formal, informal. First one, formal. It is an organized and a regulated economic system. It is organized and regulated economic system. It is organized and regulated economic system. Continue. Hierarchy is with written rules and regulation. Hierarchy is with written rules and regulation. Hierarchy is with written rules and regulation. Informal. It is unorganized. It is unorganized and non-regulated economic system. It is unorganized and non-regulated economic system. Comma. The hierarchy is flexible. Hierarchy is flexible and controlled by nepotism. And controlled by nepotism. Next. Automation level is higher. Automation level is higher. It creates frictional unemployment. Automation level is higher. It creates frictional unemployment. Automation means? Automation is higher means what? Machine, technology, etc. that is being used, it's called as automation. So when the machines are more used, it will create frictional unemployment. Here, minimum technology, opposite. Minimum technology will produce higher human resource absorption. Minimum technology will produce higher human resource absorption. Formal. The labor is educated, skilled. Labor is educated, skilled. With a job security. The labor is educated, skilled, with a job security. Informal. The labor can be uneducated, comma, skill is uncertified. The labor can be uneducated, comma, skill is uncertified. With minimal job security. With minimal job security. Formal. The selection is based upon meritocracy. Formal. The selection is based upon meritocracy. Comma, achievement. It is based upon meritocracy, comma, achievement. And universal labor is present. And universal labor is present. Another side, labor is based on particularism. Labor is based upon particularism. Ascriptiveness. Labor is based upon particularism. Ascriptiveness. Or cheap labor. Or cheap labor. In bracket, write down women, child, migrant. Women, child, migrant labor. Formal, they are paid on a monthly basis. Informal, they are paid on daily or PRP system. They are paid monthly basis. Here they are paid on a daily or PRP system. Write down, change the paragraph. Change the paragraph. Okay, before we talk about what is the dysfunction aspect of formal economy? What is the dysfunctional aspect of formal economy? Recall Weber, recall bureaucracy, and you tell me. What is the problem that in the name of formal system, some problems are going to come? Yes, yes, in the name of rules and regulations, we can say red tapeism can come. That is one. Anything more? Dysfunctional aspect, some problems which will be present in the formal society. What does Weber say that formal society is like? What bureaucracy is like? He say that it is like a cog in the wheels. This is the way he criticizes. Merton says red tapeism, or in the name of rules, they are called to be as the ritualistic organization. This is what Merton is trying to say. So red tapeism, it's like a dysfunction which is present. Anything else? When you are having too formal system, too much of rules and regulations, too much of control, too much of predictability, is this creating a problem? Yes, it is creating a problem of McDonaldization of society. Even that can be written over here. It can be written as a form of Disneyfication. It's also growing. More formal economy is going. McDonaldization, Disneyfication. It's a dysfunctional aspect, what we get to see. What more? Any other problem because of formal and informal? Peter Blow says that because of formal economy, the life is too much separated as formal and informal. Both of them should have certain kind of an overlap, formal and informal over one another, then the efficiency will increase. Efficiency is increasing, but in fact, people's promotion is increasing, efficiency is not increasing. What do you call that as? People's promotion is increasing, efficiency is not increasing. Good. Peter principle, it is called as. So Peter principle, that is also one of the common things as a dysfunction seen in the formal society. So here we are having some dysfunctional aspect. Moreover, the dysfunction aspect of informal can be easily understood. Tell me some dysfunction aspect of informal system. Moreover, there is no rules and regulation, right? So more exploitation will be done. That is one. Here they are promising you will get some loans, etc. Moreover, those things are not absent. Social security benefits. Like you leave the job, we will give you some provident fund. You become an age-old person, we will give you some pension. You fall ill, health insurance we will try to give you. You meet with an accident, we will help you down. Social security benefits, that is one. Exploitation, that is one. Minimum wages, which is present. Moreover, uncertainty in the jobs, what we get to see. So here, some problems of informal is there. Exploitation, social security benefits, minimum wages, unrecognized, etc. On the another side, we see that because of globalization, there is something, a mixture of formal and informal economy is happening. And that is, at one end, we are having the formal economy. On the other end, we are having a concept called as informal economy. What do you think globalization is bringing? Is it bringing formal economy or informal economy? Yes, look what globalization is trying to do. Outside, it is talking about rules and regulations. Globalization outside, it is looking like rules and regulations. Companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they are coming and establishing a formal economy, but they are taking the traits of informal economy. For example, there are many aspirants out there. Initially, in the first 1 2 years, they will just study, but they are very passionate about their preparation. What they do is, last 3 months of the year, they will not study. They will work in Amazon. They will work in Cognizant, Accenture. They will work for 3 4 months. They leave the job. They'll get 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh rupees from the BPO sectors. They use that and they keep it for the remaining year. And if you see, Amazon has got a very high recruitment rate in the month of October. October, November, December, January. 4 months, Amazon will take millions of people as a form of temporary employment. Now look at the way how these companies work. For example, there is a company called as Google. To the government, they say that we are going to hire 1,000 people. But in fact, permanent employment they will create only for 100 people. Remaining 900, they will outsource it. That companies such as Cognizant, something like Accenture, company like Reddit, you take different roles, so they will hire 300 people for Google. They will hire 300 people for Google, 300 people for Google. And when they hire, they are going to give them all the necessary benefits. 4 months, they will give every benefit to them. They will give them salaries, allowances, food coupons, gifts, perks, all the things will be given. But it is given only for a temporary period of time. So here, globalization is following a unique trend. That is, outside they are telling that we are creating formal economy, but inside they are creating the features of informal economy, that is only temporary jobs we are giving. These companies, they will tell you, we will give you free transport. For that, they will hire cab services. These cab services are not permanently employed. In fact, they are working like contractual framework is there. On a daily basis, they are being paid. In that, companies, security services are going to get jobs. Even their jobs are also contractual in nature. Moreover, the kitchen, which is being there in every building, even they also, the kitchen, the chef, the maids who are working in those companies, all of them are having a temporary nature. So here we see that globalization is creating a trend which is called as contractualization. Means every job is present as a contract. Such concept is also called to be as casualization of workforce. Workforce has become more in a casual form. Casualization of workforce, contractualization, it's a typical feature of globalization. So what we see is that outside the economy is formal, but inside the features of formal economy are present in an informal form. This is called to be as informalization of economy. Informalization doesn't mean informal economy it is becoming. No. Informalization doesn't mean formal economy is increasing. Informalization means formal economy is increasing with informal traits within that. So here, these are nothing but contractualization of workforce, casualization of workforce, and it is called to be as an informalization of economy, where economy outside it looks like a formal system. They are having the traits of informal economies. So this is the way how the globalization is working, and it is nothing but a feature of privatization, because as a private entity they are entertaining such kind of a traits. So we'll talk about globalization and informalization of workforce in our tomorrow's class. Write down a question. Write down a question. What do you understand by functional perspective of stratification. What do you understand by functional perspective of stratification? Critically analyze. What do you understand by functional perspective of stratification? Critically analyze. Did you guys create the groups? Throw. Yes. Yamini is in which group? Who is Yamini? She's absent. She has not been given a group. Suprachita. Aarti Priya. You are there. Which you have created a group? All three of you. GHI. Group. Aarti, Sadia, Hina. Three of you. Aisha. Sheikh Aisha. You have created a group with anybody? You have created a group? No. Satish? Yes, you are not there in any. Vignesh, Sriram. You have created. Okay, one minute. Yes? You have will you create a group? Who all? So, I, Satish. After I, what will come? I, J. Vignesh. Who is Vignesh? J. Sriram. J. Sagar. J. Shravan. Same group should I put? You like them? You don't like them? Okay. Ganeshwar. I'll put you in the group H. Who is Chandu? Chandu is here. Priya. You don't have a group? Your name is not there. Which group is this? A. Okay. Your number is 4708 in the end. 4708. A. Okay. Priya, Namrata, Rajesh, Teja, Chandu. Stay back after the class. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.